Now started the assembly process for the first of the loco storage sheds boxes. So this is the drawers that go into the box. So I haven't glued this together yet. It's just held together by tension, really. I just wanted to see how it clipped together and how it went together, really, just before I went and started gluing it together and found I'd got stuff the wrong way around. So whenever you're doing stuff, this is something I'd recommend, just especially when it's stuff like this that you can put together like this, check that you know for certain which way it goes together before you start gluing, because I've made that mistake before and realised I've glued something upside down, back to front or whatever. So the way I'm going to be doing these is so that the marks from the laser cutting is going to be on the inside, so you don't notice it as much. So that's as well, when you're doing it and doing a practice build like that, you can then think about that sort of stuff before you start gluing it together. Otherwise you could end up having one side with a nice burnt look on the outside and the other side with a nice pristine finish on. So it's just something to think about when you're making things. So here is where the WWS loco storage boxes are going to go. I have these two drawers that I'm going to have rolling stock in, and then the two storage boxes here are going to then have locomotives in. Hold on a minute. I thought I could hear something. Always curious. Aren't you? I have now fitted the magnetic couplings to my Virgin liveried Voyager, and as you can see, they work very well, and they are a much closer coupling than the conventional drawbar that the Voyagers use. And when they go around the corners, they keep, again, a very nice distance between. So I'll just pull around the other Voyager in the cross-country livery to compare and show you the gaps between. But yeah, the fitting process for these couplings was very straightforward and simple, and I will film it when I add the couplings to my cross-country Voyager, just so you can see how the couplings are fitted. So the Voyager closest to the camera has the drawbar fitted, the conventional coupling method for the Voyagers. You can see it just here. Now it's not too noticeable necessarily on camera, but it's a lot more noticeable in person. I'll try and get a better angle of it to show you the difference in the gap. Yeah, that's a bit better. So this one here has the magnetic couplings on, and as you can see, it is a much closer connection. If I take it to this end as well, you can see that when it's going around the curve, again, it's the one on the outside with the magnetic couplings, how much closer it allows the coaches to be going around the corners. Whereas it is incredibly more noticeable when it's on the corner, as you can see there. So I'll just film now the process of adding the magnetic couplings to the cross-country Voyager, just to show you how I added them in. And it's not something that I had thought of before, getting the loco storage boxes that you can see over there. The magnetic couplings weren't something I'd thought of before that, but now I have them, and it does make a huge difference. And if anyone who does have a Virgin or a cross-country Voyager from Graham Farish, I would highly recommend using these magnetic couplings instead of the traditional drawbar that there is between them, because it's so much easier. I mean, if I just, that's how easy it is. Let's get it into focus. This is how easy it is to uncouple the loco and couple it back together. It is that simple. And as you can see, it's a strong enough connection that it holds on, but it's a light enough connection that you can easily disconnect it. Whereas with these horrible drawbars, it can take you a lengthy time trying to get them in. You then risk breaking the pins trying to get them in. And then, as well, you then have to move the multiple unit as one long 4-car set with both hands. Whereas this way, you can move each individual coach, as it were, without the worry of damaging the drawbars when you're trying to reconnect them together afterwards. So I would highly recommend anyone with a model similar to this to invest in the magnetic couplings, because they are brilliant. So I'll just show you me fitting the couplings to the cross-country Voyager. So I'm just going to be showing you the adding of the magnetic couplings to my Voyager. First, you remove this screw here. I'm just going to So I've now fitted the magnetic couplings to the other Voyager. You can see the distances are now the same on both multiple units. So I'm very pleased with how these couplings work and with the way that they look, as you can see underneath there. It almost makes them look like they're part of the connection between part of the walkway between the coaches. So it blends in a lot more as well than the drawbar that went between the two sections in the middle there. So I'm very happy with how this has gone, and I might invest in some more magnetic couplings or some of my other rolling stock, but that will have to wait for another time. I have now completed the WWS loco storage boxes. So as you can see, they all have, well, not all, this one's empty at the moment. This one's got a class 66 in it, if I can get it out. Yeah, so these four on the left have got the, I believe it's the cross country. Yeah, the cross country Voyager, and then these ones on the right have got the Virgin. And then there's one left in the middle. And I do still have another one that's going to go on top. And I've got the bag of dividers there that will go in the drawers when I'm ready. And then started putting things in these drawers as well.